Hey everybody, this is Gary Mankin here with Four Corners Home Inspections and Environmental. We're in a home here in East Nashville on a duplex, and we want to show you a wiring issue that comes up on a lot of these flips. So we've got our panel open right here. By the way, if that panel is open, don't let anybody around it, okay? So first off, we got a few deficiencies in here. We can see that that main is bent. That terminal block is slightly bent. We want to make sure that that is properly connected. Anytime we see a deficiency like that or an anomaly on electric, we want to make sure that somebody checks it out. That can create heat, and heat can create a fire. Now, this is not hot. We checked it with our temperature gauge. That shows that it's not hot right now. However, what tomorrow could bring, if something is not connected properly, it would be inconsistent. Okay, so we want to make sure it's safe. Number two, we've got a few things where these wires here are not terminated properly. We've got these wire nuts on them and they're not connected to anything, but you can see they're already touching areas that are hot, and they have a potential to get to different things as people move them in. They should be against the outside of that panel. They should be taped as well as wire nutted off if they're going to be terminated, or they're going to be cut and removed outside of this box. Also, these white wires are neutral wires. Neutral wires are right now being connected on the hot side for supply for 220. Those should always be marked, even though most electricians will know it's hot, and they have testers in there to make sure that they're hot. We have to technically say that those are not labeled properly or not identified properly. So a white wire is a common wire, a black wire or a red wire is a hot wire. Okay, so if it's being used as hot, it should be marked or taped as such. So other than that, this panel's got a little bit of rust in there, showing that there's been some moisture issues at one time, but we don't see anything else other than that. There's a screw missing on the outside of the panel, but the main thing we'll show you, this is a 100 amp breaker. So in these duplexes, oh, by the way, that also matches with our aluminum wire coming in. You see the size of that wire and the fact that it's aluminum. It shows you the gauge right there. That's rated for 100 amps. But I'll show you how this happens. We have part of the outside inspection. We check the service coming into the house, okay? And the service coming into that house shows, interestingly enough, just by the size of the box. This mirrors both sides of the duplex. So the size of that box alone is already not rated for anything more than 100. We validate that on the inside with the breaker, the size of the wire, and this. That meter. What does that meter say? 200. Is it 200? Nope. So you don't use this meter to identify the size of the service. It's one of 4 different things, and whatever is most deficient in that, or the least of those 4 instances, is going to be the size of your actual service. All right. So if you have a larger house, if there's been addition to the size of the house, after somebody rehabs the house and then they put an addition on with more appliances, more electric, etc., it's not going to work. All right. That box is rated for a certain amount of electrical wire in there for heat. So size of the wire is a big part of that. This is just for the meter. It'll also have a rating for the size. But again, whichever is the least of these, so just by looking at the box alone, we're going to say it's deficient. Then we validate that on the inside. So 200 amp is not 200 amp. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.